Ever wonder what tech leaders would say if they had no prep and no redos?
Welcome to Humans of Tech. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Kelly. We're keeping humans at the center of technology through quick, authentic conversations with people shaping the industry.
Got three rules: no prep, no editing, and one live random question our guest never sees coming. So I was like, I bet I could do a search
I got you.
and find her.
There's a way. Well, it's funny because we had another person from this company. Can we tell them? She's about to come on. Did you say CrowdStrike?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, of course.
yeah, CrowdStrike. So we had Debbie on last year and she was amazing, talked about her passions outside of work, which, got us
Hers
to
were
try
fly fishing, which was amazing.
fly fishing.
Yep, I've since met so many people who do fly fishing. I didn't realize it was a real thing. I guess coming from South Florida,
Right.
it's very different. It's just a different world.
Different
It's just
fishing down here. But in Denver, I guess like, being outdoors, they have a lot of the different types of hobbies around that.
and you're getting ready to go on vacation, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to Greece in a couple weeks. I'm fully trying to plan like the excursion part. That's my task of is finding out what to do when we get there. So
Hello, Tracy.
Hey, where are you going in Greece?
I am flying we're going to Athens, we're doing Paros, Crete, and Santorini.
Oh,
Have you
those
You
are
been?
with
all,
you.
all wonderful. I've been to Crete and Santorini and Athens, and the people are wonderful.
I cannot wait. I may have to hit you up on the side for some excursion ideas.
Yeah. Gosh, I have to tell you, like, I'll have to like go back in my memory. On Santorini, but there's this adorable little square out in the middle of nowhere. We had our hotel or like Airbnb was like a block away, and we walked just randomly. That's my favorite
I
part of
love that.
vacationing. And like I was like, there's a party in this square. What's going on? And there were people dancing everywhere. And it was just like just random and yeah, fun. And when I went to Crete, it was New Year's. So nobody ever goes there for New Year's, but
Yeah.
my husband at the time, who's now my ex-husband, but we went and spent New Year's Eve there and like partied with all the locals. It was so much fun because nobody was there but us. And everyone was like, "Why are you visiting here?" I'm like, "I have no idea, but
Right.
something told me to come." So
I love
it was pretty
that.
cool. Yeah,
Speaking
just
of party, Caroline's hosting her birthday celebration in Colombia. It's an open invite if you want to come.
You're more than welcome. I sent it. I said, if anybody needs an excuse to go to Medellin for the weekend, I'm hosting dinner
oh my gosh, that's so awesome. When?
in October, the weekend
Okay.
of October 26th.
Very cool. That's awesome.
I'm turning 40, so I felt like I needed to do something a little bit more grandiose than the norm.
Nice, nice, nice. I don't know much about Colombia. It's actually interesting that's where you're from.
I'm actually not from there. I'm from
Oh,
Argentina. Yeah.
oh,
I
okay.
just yeah, but I think the Latin roots in general, you end up gravitating towards South America for a multitude of reasons. But I love Colombians and I love Colombia and I love Colombian
Right,
food.
right,
So.
right. My kids and I went to Argentina and Chile a few years ago hiking in Patagonia. So we went to Buenos Aires, then we flew to Ushuaia and then got on
Yes,
a cruise ship at Ushuaia and came up the coast and then stopped at I forget what the
glaciers.
where everybody hikes in Patagonia.
Oh, I don't remember that. I wouldn't know that. But I did go to Ushuaia
Okay.
4 years ago, I want to say. Wow.
It was so much fun. We were just talking about it last night. Actually, there's a book. Sorry. I had it on here. It's on the kitchen table. We were
Ooh, I
just
would
talking
love
about it. My daughter and I just went to Princeton to go tour Princeton, and there's a guy from Columbia who wrote this book. Oh, it's backwards. It's called
No, no, no,
Every
it's fine.
I
Day.
can see it. I
Yeah,
can
I
see
see it. I see it.
Oh, I see it backwards. Every day the river changes. And he's a Princeton grad, and all the Princeton grads my daughter's a senior in high school, so she's thinking of going, but all the Princeton grads do a thesis. And he did his thesis on this Colombian river that I guess has a lot of conflict, and it was opened for the first time to he was granted access to travel down the river, and then he wrote down all the conversations about the conflict in Colombia. Um, Anyways, I haven't read it yet, but I don't know anything about Colombia.
I might have to read it before I go. I would
And
love
like the yeah, and like the history or like what's going on. I'm just totally out of it. Anyways, it was pretty cool. I
love
love that whole area.
so much.
Tracy, you're kind of exactly what I hoped you would be. I was telling Kelly, I'm like, the reason I reached out is because I see you on LinkedIn and I've seen kind of your interactions with people and some of the things that you've posted about your daughter and whatnot. I was like, she's gonna be amazing. I love her already.
And I was like, I haven't met her yet. We're connected on LinkedIn, and everyone at our company raves about you. So I cannot wait to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you. That's interesting. I appreciate that.
So Princeton's on the list. Any other schools?
Um, uh,
Princeton's beautiful. I don't live too far away, so I've gone a couple times a year over the last couple of years. It's
I've never been. So I grew up in upstate New York. I went to Boston College, and then I've lived in DC, New York City, and then Austin, Texas. And so I've had my kids. They're from Texas. But I can't believe I've never been to Princeton. But I got there. I have to say, it was interesting. My daughter wanted to tour U Penn.
hmm.
And so that's why we went. She was hiking. She's got a very rough life. She was hiking in Switzerland, and then flew back to Newark. And I picked her up in Newark, and then we went to UPenn. And I was like, "We're going to be passing by Princeton. Why don't we just stop in and see?" And it was definitely way above our expectations, in terms of the town and how cute it was, and just how small and quaint, but near New York and Philly. Anyways, it was wonderful. So, but she took UPenn off. She's not interested. It was not the vibe she wanted. But Princeton, UVA, and NYU are probably the top three on her list right now.
Great
such an
school.
exciting time.
That's
I
really
know. Yeah. She's super lucky. She got a perfect score on her SAT. And so I know.
cool.
I feel so just lucky and blessed, but she just has the world at her fingertips in terms of
Oh, that's incredible.
Do
like
you,
what she can do.
you think she realizes it?
Show she does. She
Yes.
definitely
Oh,
does.
that's what makes it more
Uh,
special. I feel like at that age, I didn't grasp that I could actually do and go and be anything.
yeah, no, she
Oh,
gets it. Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
so nice.
Like we were both in the Princeton information session, whatever you call it. And like I started tearing up like when they started talking about this guy and like everything that he's done and what other people have done with this thesis. And yeah, I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, she just has like the world at her fingertips. Not that she's gotten into Princeton, but if she did, like they
Uh,
fund it. Like you literally come up with this idea of where you want to go in the world
wow.
to do research on a topic. And she looked over at me and I'm like got a tear in my eye and she's got a tear in her eye and she's like
Oh,
patting her tears and she goes, Mom, I could travel to the Middle East and study inequality on wages. And I was like, oh my God, like my heart just wanted
that
to,
makes me so happy because it's like the future leaders of like are thinking this way, and that's incredible. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
for
Well, you guys,
sure.
you're doing a great job, clearly.
Yes.
Oh, thank
As a mother.
thank you. It's actually it's super interesting. But I'm pausing just because I have a son as well. He's a year older than my daughter. Um, he's on the autism spectrum and he needs to be like parented and managed and um, just completely different. And so it's like I have a night and day,
Yeah.
and somebody who's super like me, which is my daughter, but also trying to understand like how to foster and grow and like get him to where he needs to be, which he's going off to Arizona State University. Take him to school in 2 weeks. He wants to redefine himself because he didn't really fit in high school, and he got into the honors business program there. And when he was younger, I was told he wasn't even going to go to public school. Like he was like supposed to be on this path of like needing assistance his whole life. And just to see him like being able to do everything on his own and even better. It's just like each of them have given me so, so much joy, but I like correlate that to my day to day in terms of work, and how like people need to be managed differently,
Yeah.
treated differently, like just it's like to bring the best out of everybody. It's hard and unique and it's messy. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of both of them.
It makes me think it's a little off topic, but there was I was watching Eva Longoria's new show, um, Finding Mexico, I think it's called. And so she goes back to her roots and she's um, talking with a lot of chefs and whatnot. And one particular chef had emigrated to the US, gotten into jail, gone back to Mexico, and really had been destined for a tough and not a great life. And he had one person in his life. And the way she put it was, you just need one person to give you permission to be great.
Mm.
And that just, oof. And now he's a well-renowned chef in Mexico, um, who's completely changed his life. But it's that kind of in line with what you're saying, where
Right.
everybody needs to be treated differently, and everyone also needs to be given the someone to believe in them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 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 And the grace just to do things their own way, which
Yeah.
is so hard, especially in sales. Like you want to get from A to B quickly, you want to get to a sale quickly, you want to like you think you know it all, you know how to do it. It's a definitely a daily struggle for sure.
And like the unique experiences and diversification is really what's going to make a team stand out in the end, especially from a sales standpoint. Like we were just talking about being disruptive in a good way. And it's like those people that, just have something different and can bring
Yep.
something different. And I'm actually hiring right now for a coordinator. And I was telling Caroline, I was kind of looking for someone similar to me, as far as like they can just take on the tasks and help me with a lot of things I'm doing, not really filling the need of my biggest gap. And so I'm, considering this one girl who would fill my, I would say my weakness. So
Yeah.
anyway.
It's hard though. I mean, um, like because I think this simplicity of surrounding yourself with people who are like you, um, yeah, it's just it doesn't cause challenges. Like you get tasks done quicker. Like you don't have to ask everybody for like the pausing and getting group buy-in on things when there is diversity
Hmm.
can be hard, I
Take
think.
long. Yeah.
Right, right, right. I see it at CrowdStrike
Yeah.
every single day. I mean, we are so white male, even just security, like focused on like you have to be like in security, you have to know security, you have to be technical, like those aspects of what they think makes somebody great. And I'm constantly reminding them like I've done pretty well here and I had no security experience. Like I'm not stupid. I know how to get things done. Um, like you've got to be able to accept that like I think grit and hard work and intuition and like an ability to like bite through tough problems can get you to a
Yeah.
different place. And I don't necessarily know that I don't think everybody, I don't know. I think in theory people believe it. I don't think they like to live
In
it.
practice, there.
Right.
Well, I think it's hard to live it in real. They believe it, but then the reality comes and there's a number at the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
So all your beliefs
Right.
go out the window.
Right.
I think that's where people struggle. And it's you're really lucky when you're surrounded by leadership that gets it and protects you and trusts you. Because I had that scenario here where I am now, where I know I do things very differently, and I like the way I function is just very different. And I've been lucky enough to where people kind of are trusting my process, even though
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
traditional process, and they trust me, and it's working, and it's working in the way it needs to. So But it's not, you're right. It's we say that there's a lot of talk and not so much in practice in order to facilitate those spaces to kind of do what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew. I mean, I feel like pulling a question
I
out of the
know.
at this point makes no sense because we've had probably the best
I
conversation
know.
we've had.
Like, wait, we haven't pulled the question yet. And I put it in a bag because I have a couple like gift bags and I couldn't find my bowl. So, but yeah, these are the random questions. And we'll pull one from, and then let's see what this one is. What's one? Oh my gosh, this is so timely. They're always so timely. The questions are so fit for the guest. This is so random, but what's one non-work related skill or hobby that has made you better at your job?
That's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, I don't even know if you guys have already been recording everything. Do you record this? Do
Yeah.
Yes.
you?
Yep.
I'm not
You
sure.
should have filled you.
I just started talking,
Sorry,
so I'm
yes.
not really
So
sure.
we were recording and we do the question and then kind of we're done with the question and we're
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm cool you using anything that we've talked about up to this
Okay.
point as
Okay.
well, just FYI. I'm
Okay.
pretty easygoing. I didn't even ask if we were recording, so all good.
I meant to say that at some point and
I
then we
know,
just
we just got
got carried
so
away.
talking.
That's good. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be about, right?
Exactly.
So for me, I would say my intuition is probably my biggest uh, asset. I call it my superpower. So I don't think that in sales or actually even in life, I mean, I think a lot of people don't believe in intuition. I think a lot of people don't trust their intuition. And I truly believe I would not be where I am today without being like a little cuckoo, I'd say. Yeah, I mean, like that piece of a little bit of hippie in me where, I tried to have my kids with a natural home birth. I see a Reiki therapist. I believe in acupuncture. I like, Eastern versus Western medicine, those kind of things. Uh, but I just believe that if you follow your intuition and you're a good person, those two things have to sort of be hand in hand, that you end up in the right spot. And that's whether it's at home or at work. Um, but I feel like we spend so much time looking at spreadsheets and analyzing and um, finding the right answer through the numbers, which I am also, I mean, my team will tell you, I believe in the numbers immensely. Like nobody can come to me and just say, I believe this. So let's do it. Like there has to be some basis for what you are presenting or your business case. But I feel like that like last 20% doesn't need to be perfection. Like if you get your numbers 80% of the way and what your gut says is do this, um, you've got to trust your gut and learn and sort of foster it over time. I don't think, and I think it's more of a female characteristic than a male, but I think both men and women are born with that inner and innate capability. It's just, I think men tend to,
Mm.
based on societal reasons, sort of push it down, where for whatever reason, I think women tend to foster it a little bit more. And I think in business, we don't pay enough attention to that piece. Maybe people like George Kurtz, our CEO, I think there's part of it where he's been so successful because he does trust his intuition, but he doesn't necessarily talk about it either. Like, yeah, and I think that's sort of a
So here's a question. I'm a big believer in intuition. I've gone in and out of trusting my own intuition throughout life. And I guess, do you have, because you're right, there is some sort of like woo-woo feeling to it, but if you had to put it into a, paper, pen to paper, how do you know that you're trusting your intuition versus just like your head going back and forth on options?
Yeah,
What
maybe to the
do
person
for
listening,
you?
what advice would you give to the person
I
listening about how to like really channel that?
yeah,
Or to grow it also, right?
yeah. Um,
That's a tough
I
one though.
think you can only do it with experience and living by trusting it. I'd say like trust it in 1 month increments or 6 month increments and see where you end up. But the difference, I think, is you have to figure out how to get out of your head and stop the analyzing and just sit and trust what comes from within in terms of this is the right decision. It's almost as if um, it's a feeling that I believe sort of overcomes my body of this is what I need to do. Um, and it usually is like take out fear,
Mm.
take out ego, take out um, what I would consider a little bit more negative characteristics or emotions, those things that are like driving us to look cool or be better or like those things get our mind spinning, oh, money, you like those things that we're grasping for that are we think are going to make us happy, don't. I mean, that's proven, but we all still grasp for those. When we feel bad, we go shopping on Amazon. It really feels good for
Right.
that 15 minutes. We go to Target, we end up spending $300. It's like it's the most glorious feeling to fill your cup for a very short period of time. Um, but I think, I mean, I'm not good at meditation, but I think meditation comes in different forms. For me, it's coffee in the morning. So I wake up early enough that I can get my coffee, I can go back to bed, and I sit for at least a half hour to an hour just by myself thinking. Um, when I say thinking, I'm not thinking like the spiral thinking of oh my God, I'm on this spiral, I need to get off. It's more of a calm thinking of like where do I want to end up? What's really troubling for me? What difficult conversations do I need to have? That's probably another piece. It's like the intuition comes when you figure out like what tough conversations you need to have because most of the time we don't we sort of like, oh, I'm not going to have that, I'm going to make up this story about how this is going to end up, and we make up so many stories in our life that I think intuition also comes from having tough conversations so we can make better choices on where we want to end up being.
Mm.
I don't know if that answers your question, but
It does. It's just such a. I listen to a ton of podcasts on this stuff, so like this is right up my alley, and there's just so many different layers, and there's not just a quick button fix. That's why I said pen to paper, but it's really like pen to book at that
Yeah.
point. You reminded me. So I read a book called Silence that I totally recommend to you because you just said that you're not great at meditating, and this one it's very short. You can read it in like 2 days, and I'm a slow reader.
right.
But the whole premise, it was written by a Buddhist monk, but the whole premise is that you can find quiet and meditate in your everyday life as you go through things. So
Yep.
one of the examples that comes to my mind, even though I read it a while ago, was washing dishes. There are endless amounts of ways that you can wash dishes if you're actually just watching the water touch your hands and the soap go through your hands and picking up the plate and feeling what that looks like. And that simple act is in its own way meditating, full
Yep.
stop.
Yep.
So I think we've all been conditioned to say, well, meditating is I'm going to sit down for half an hour in silence, which I do, and I've gotten better at that. But
Gotten better at it. I can't do it. It's me in my spin class. Like, I mean, I'm active, but
and
I'm
that's your own thing. There's walking meditations now. That's what I do. I used to go for walks listening to music or a podcast. Now I just kind of ignore all of that and I'll just go for a walk in silence.
Yeah.
And that's good enough.
Right. Yeah.
So your coffee is meditation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the way that it's a routine that makes me feel better and gets me in a better headspace for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have a visitor.
Oh,
Hi, Emma.
how cute. How old is she?
Oh.
All right, you can go. It's
Uh,
summer break. This is mayhem. I would say I'm surviving, not thriving right now.
I know. I definitely know, for sure. Um, it gets easier. I mean, I remember when my kids were younger, I was like, summertime, like whoever created uh whoever created daylight savings time
Yes,
and
and summer
school
vacation.
hours, what schools from 8 to 3? Like, who can take care of their kids from 3 to 6? Like, what world do we live in that all of a sudden 3 months, like it's summer break? Are we joking?
But I have a great village. She's traveled. Listen, she also in my next life, I'm coming back as Emma. Because she's traveled like all summer, all over
Here's
the
my
world.
child that just came into the room. She's like wagging her tail, like shaking my screen.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Um, we should probably stop recording at
Yes.
this point. So hang on tight though.
Yes.
Thank you so much for answering our question. Totally changing our format today on
Yes.
how we normally do this. Thanks for hanging out with us on Humans of Tech.
Subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, or LinkedIn and join the conversation.
Oh, and don't forget, you can now shop our store. Check the link on the show notes.